Hi. So I'm David Smookler from the Viral Hepatitis Care Network, which is at the Toronto Centre for Liver Disease. And I'm going to talk to you about a way of testing for liver cirrhosis without phlebotomy. I have no conflicts of interest to disclose, and I'd like to thank all of the people who participated in this study and the staff at the Toronto Centre for Liver Disease who put up with me. So you can test for liver fibrosis using an assay called the APRI, which compares AST to platelets. And you could use a more refined test called a FIB-4, which includes AST and platelets, and also ALT and age. And these are blood tests. And the question is, can you do these blood tests without phlebotomy? And I would say the answer is yes. And this is how. There's a small machine that's been around for a long time called the Piccolo, and it will analyze AST and ALT, and it can be done from a finger prick. So you just put the blood into the cassette, it spins the blood into chambers at the edges, and within 14 minutes you get a result. And there's now small machines that can do CBC counting. So you'll get your platelet results. You just load finger prick blood onto a microscope slide and get the results within 10 minutes. So you could get these results within 15 minutes. And the question is, are the results that you get from these machines comparably reliable to the standard of care? So that's what we decided to look into. So to do that, we approached people who go to the Toronto Centre for Liver Disease as patients, and we invited them to participate by providing finger prick blood and venipuncture blood. And then we made the comparison internally for each person. So they were all matched. So the finger prick blood was put into the point of care machines, and the standard of care received the venipuncture blood. And you can see from these slides, you can see the spread, that there's quite a range of results because these people had a range of fibrosis. But you can also see the close concordance for AST, ALT, and platelets is 87, 92, and 90%, respectively. And another way to look at this is to do the averages. And you can see that the ALT, there's no significant difference between the average results from the point of care or the standard of care. The AST, there's a slight difference, 4. And the platelets are a bit lower from the finger prick, quite a bit lower, but it's only 15%. So will this actually impact the results that you get for the APRI and the FIB-4? Well, you do the calculations, and the APRI is still very good. It's at 92%, and the FIB-4 is still pretty good, 88. Now, in practical terms, what does this mean? Are we going to miss people when we try to use this fibrosis test to rule out cirrhosis? Well, if you do the ruling out with a cutoff, which is how it's done, if you pick the cutoff at 1.5 for APRI, so everything below 1.5 is considered not at risk for cirrhosis, and everything above is considered at risk for cirrhosis, so somebody that you would further send on to the hospital to check them out. For the standard of care, it ruled out at 1.5, it ruled out 50 of these patients, and it ruled in as suspect of cirrhosis for 10. And the point of care did almost exactly the same thing. It ruled out 51, and it ruled in 9. So you can see there's just one patient that was missed by this with APRI. And the p-value is not statistically significant. And for the FIB-4, it was also not significant. And in fact, our test picked out a few more people as potentially cirrhotic. So it was as consistent, it's as good at picking out cirrhosis as the standard of care, it would appear. So what this means, if we could use these devices, is that people who inject drugs using these devices, like at a mobile clinic or something, could avoid venipuncture during a hepatitis C workup. They could be evaluated on site, and the results would be available in 15 minutes. And the next step would be to trial this in a real-world setting. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Before you go, could you tell us how much it costs?
Yeah. So the in American dollars, the Piccolo is about $18,000, and the Olo was a little more. It was around $25,000. But The Olo is going to be replaced by something else. So, and I think that would also be about, I think about $25,000. And then each cassette is maybe $14 for the Piccolo, and maybe, I'm not sure for the other machines what it'll be, but it might be like $20. It's in that ballpark.
Brilliant, thank you. You're going to be everyone's new best friend.
Oh,